still remember the first day I played baseball. I wasn't too excited about it, but my parents told me I had to because they had already paid for it. And I kept playing baseball and I decided I really liked it and I wasn't that bad. So last summer I played my first varsity baseball game, and I still remember on our way to Fairfield, Coach Greer pulled us up to the seat to sit with him so he could tell us what our role would be for that game. He told me that I was going to be pinch hitting for someone at some point in the game. Instantly I became nervous because I don't really like getting put on the spot, and I had many thoughts running through my head, and none of them were baseball. I was just nervous for myself. And I was so nervous that I started sweating and really dreading getting to Fairfield to start the game. Then I thought back to something my dad told me before my first Little League game, and he told me that, first of all, he never wanted to see me watch a third strike, which didn't really help, because if I knew it was a strike, I would have swung at it. Secondly, he told me that not even professional baseball players get a hit or get on base every time they are up to bat. This helped calm me down because I realized that people are making money playing this sport and they don't succeed every time they try. So I just went in there thinking that I'm going to try my hardest and that will make me happy and my parents happy. So when we got to Fairfield, I realized that my shirt was one size too big, and this was just another thing because the sleeves came all the way down to past my elbows, and that just stressed me out more, and I had to worry about that. So then I got over that eventually, and I got locked into the game, and just replaying what my dad had said to me years ago. So we were watching the game, and we were doing pretty good, and we had been up for a while, and Coach Greer called me up to tell me that I was going to be hitting that inning. This brought the nerves back, so I was waiting. It seemed like it took forever for my turn to come up. I stood in the dugout waiting to get on deck, and then when I got on deck, I realized that this guy was throwing a lot harder than I had thought at first. I got up to the plate, and there was one out. I swung at the first pitch, and I missed, and the next two pitches were both balls. And then on the fourth pitch, there was a fastball right down the middle, and I swung as hard as I could. I made contact, but I pulled a foul, and it was a pretty good hit, and it felt really good coming off the bat. I hit the next pitch down the first base line, and the first baseman grounded and touched the base. This obviously wasn't what I wanted, but I thought back to what my dad told me about the pro players not getting on base every time, and it made it a little bit easier to accept. But this still wasn't what I wanted to do. So throughout the season, I just kept working harder and harder, and then I just kept getting into it, and eventually I got on base a couple times. And this was exactly what my dad had told me, and I'm happy to say that I never struck out watching the third strike.